Hi Virgo, welcome to Carol's Universe Tarot readings from the heart, and this is your 6-month love forecast. How I do the readings is I shuffle, meditate while I'm shuffling, meditate on the zodiac sign, ask what energies, what people, what situations are happening around your love life in the next 6 months, whether you're single or in a relationship. I will draw out 9 cards, so I'll shuffle, cut, collect back up, then deal out 9 cards. For those 9 cards, I will deal out on each of those 9 cards a clarifier card, just to give me far more depth as to why a situation is happening. Okay, so for example, your first card that came up is the Emperor. Okay, why do we have the Emperor? Well, it's something to do with the Ten of Wands. So it could be a person who's feeling a lot of responsibility or a lot of stress around a relationship, or it could be with the Emperor, you've decided to get something in order within your life because you're stressing out about a relationship or not being in a relationship. Okay, so it just can work in, they just give more flavor when I add more cards, just to see what the reason is, or if there's a, if this is something that adds to the first card that's pulled. I hope that makes sense to you. So all in all, there's 18 cards here, which I do initially read from left to right and then hone this in on things that just sort of strike me in the reading. So I'm an intuitive reader, and I'll just kind of grab at things that I really feel are pulling at me during the reading, and I have to orate them to you and say them to you. Okay, they're either coming from spirit or they're just coming from an inner knowledge of the cards and how they're working for me together. Okay, so let's make a start, Virgo, for you. One of the cards that I said came out first was the Emperor. Okay, the Emperor is a card about creating some type of order. It's a number 4 major arcana. The number 4s in the tarot are all about order, stability, foundation, strength. I would say as well. They are solid. They're all about something that's solid. They're also about things that don't move. So they're not. They're fairly fixed. The number 4s are. They. Whenever you get, say, a 4 of Cups or a 4 of Wands or a 4 of Pentacles, it's someone that doesn't. They want structure. Okay, they are used to a certain way and they are refusing to kind of change, especially with 4 of Pentacles and 4 of Cups. They're used to something, so they don't want to change things. They're reluctant to change. There's a resistance. So the number 4s are also about resistance and blockages. And I feel that for some of you guys, there could be a blockage happening in your love life. We'll talk about the Emperor as a person in a moment, but I feel for some of you guys, there could be a blockage in terms of your love life because in the past or going on right now, especially if you're single as well, the Ten of Wands is where something becomes a real burden to you. Okay, but I always notice with the Ten of Wands that somebody is hiding behind these wands. Okay, they are how can we say, they are afraid to release themselves from something. They're afraid to come out of the shadows. And I feel that with the Ten of Wands, if there's a blockage for you, then it means that something has to change. And I feel that for some of you guys, you want things to change in terms of your love life. You want, some of you guys might be, every weekend going out and doing the same thing, seeing the same people, going out to the same bars, having drinks all the time. And really getting nowhere. And I feel for some of you Virgo people, especially if you're single, it's become an absolute flaming chore. It's just like, for some of you guys, you might be like, you know what, I'm just so tired of this same old. And I'd really like just to find a wonderful relationship with someone, but it's so hard. For some of you guys, you might literally be afraid to kind of open up to the idea of love. You might want it, but you might be afraid because the Emperor is a stoic character. He's set in his ways. He's absolutely set, Virgo, in his ways, in who he is, in what he does, in what he believes, in how he, there is a certain process to the number 4s. There's a certain structure. There's a certain way of doing things. And as I said, with the number 4s, a lot of the time they are about resistance to change. And so the Emperor, he's not a changing guy. He's someone who has grown old and he has a set way of thinking and a set way of doing things. Okay, so he's not kind of, the way I see the Emperor a lot of the time is someone who isn't open to anything that's other than what they know. He's like, in a way, he's like the King of Swords. He's that type of character where things are very much cut and dried a lot of the time, which is why people like this dealing logic and reason and things like that. But this is a number 4 card, so this deals in blockages. and things being set and things being stayed and things being quite stoic, and things being kind of like hard like clay, if you see where I'm coming from. And sometimes when we block ourselves or we block out our emotions, some of you guys might be literally blocking out your emotions or how you feel because you are hiding behind these wands here. Okay, you're hiding behind a wall. You're refusing to kind of move out of that comfort zone. And also the number fours are about the reluctance to move out of a comfort zone. If you look at something like the Four of Pentacles, which is next, this is someone who refuses to move outside of what they know. Again, this person uses what they have as a shield to hide behind. Okay, they don't really want to show who they truly are. So it could be anything with you guys. For some of you guys, you might bury yourself in work. So you might overwork yourself rather than kind of fronting up or facing up to the fact that, yeah, I would like somebody in my life, but for whatever reason, some of you guys may not feel that you're good enough, or you might feel like, you know, I've just tried and tried and tried to find the perfect relationship and nothing ever works. So for some of you guys, it might literally be that you are hiding behind your work, you are hiding behind projects, you are hiding behind anything other than facing up to the fact that if you want love, you've actually got to go out there and get it. And I do feel for some of you guys, this is the month, these are the months, the 6 months where you're going to be going out there and you're going to be trying to get it, okay? Because we've got the Page of Pentacles here. Page of Pentacles is a card about opportunities, okay? Windows of opportunities and being willing to look at windows of opportunities. You can see that this pentacle held in this guy's hand, it's small. It's a small acorn. It's something that needs to grow. It's something that he needs to work on. So he's very kind of responsible and he looks at things in terms of a process. How can I grow this? How can I get this to kind of enlarge itself? How can I get this to kind of multiply by 10? But it's only small at the moment, but I'm thinking of all sorts of ways how I can get this to grow. And that's because you're sick of being the way that things are for some of you guys. You are looking at windows of opportunity, I feel now. I really feel that for some of you Virgo guys who are single, that you're really just tired of the whole thing of being single, and you are looking at, you know, windows of opportunity could be anything from getting on the internet onto a dating site, or it could be, you know, reconnecting with friends on Facebook, or you know, reconnecting with friends via other means, via the World Wide Web, or going out you know, to different places. So, you know, not doing what you would normally do. And this is how I see the juxtaposition of these cards being. The Page of Pentacles is something new. It's young, it's untried, it's untested, it's a baby, it's youthful. So it's looking at something like it's just new. It's like a newborn baby, this pentacle. What can I do with this? I'm looking at different ways of expanding on my life and expanding on my world. And I don't want to do things, as in the Four of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, the way that I did it before. I want change. And I feel that you do want change, and change will come in, I believe, within the next 6 months for some of you Virgos who are not in relationships, because we have the Knight of Pentacles. This is someone who is confident, they're extraordinarily reliable, they're hardworking, they're very, very trustworthy, okay? So I really feel that you guys are looking for a real window of opportunity to open up to you, okay? Because sometimes when you've been single for so long, and if you always do what you did, I think that's what the expression is. If you always do the same thing, then you'll always get the same outcome, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So if you don't change the record, it's consistently on repeat. And that's what you don't want. I don't believe that a lot of you single Virgos who are, you know, consistently sort of going to the same places, or consistently kind of doing the same things and moaning about the same things, okay? Because the Emperor can be a bit of a moaner as well. But he's reluctant to change any of his processes. That's why he looks like a grumpy old fool. So, so I just feel that it's interesting how we're seeing kind of this transition from hiding. And I see, you know, 4 cards that suggest blockage to me: the Emperor, the Emperor, and the clarifying card is the Ten of Wands. So there is blockage for me in one sense if you're single, because you are hiding behind something, because you are finding something quite burdensome. Okay, you're finding an uphill struggle, which is why you are feeling kind of a little bit worn at the moment. I also look at how the characters look, and he looks worn. Okay, he looks like he's just kind of, there's no soul, there's nothing there. He's kind of worn out. There's no freshness. So I really feel that with this Page of Pentacles, you guys, and it's you guys that are doing it because it's your Virgo and you're the Pentacle people. Okay, so these are you Pentacles. Okay, what you're doing is you're looking at new opportunities, windows of opportunity, and it does come in because what you want, the window of opportunity, I believe that some of you Virgo single people want, is somebody to be by your side. You want someone to walk with you, someone to be with you, someone to have a solid relationship with, someone that you can have a beautiful, you know, loving relationship with, the works, everything, sex, love, conversation, communication. You want all of that. And this is what you get in the Strength card, because that's up next. And why do we have the Strength card? Because of the Knight of Pentacles. Somebody, I believe, gives you strength, and I believe it's this man here, the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, whenever we look at the Strength card, it can be a card of, especially when it's a love reading, it can be a card of lust. A female who tames a man. It's, you know, a lot of people say that this card, the Strength card, is really a female card because it's about female empowerment. But it's, to me, it's trust. It's simply a male and a female card to me, because it's trust. As I've said in another reading, I think it might have been in Scorpio or Pisces, where this card came up. You know, I look at both characters as needing each other, and both characters as needing to trust one another, because, you know, that woman has to trust that lion in order to get so close, and the lion has to trust the woman in order to let her get so close. So I see two people coming together and really coming together in a very sort of trustworthy relationship. And I see the man that comes in as being the Knight of Pentacles. Could be the same zodiac sign as you. So it could be Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. Doesn't have to be. Just can be a really reliable individual. I believe that this person's going to be quite attentive to you. They're going to be a good friend to you, potentially. Might even be somebody that you already know. Because the Knight of Pentacles, sometimes he's so trustworthy that he's literally always there. Okay, and remember with the Knight as well, he's someone who takes time to develop friendships, because he likes to plan, he likes to do things methodically, and he likes to really kind of see the bigger picture. This is why the Knight of Pentacles takes so long to do anything, because he's not like your Knight of Swords or your Knight of Wands. He doesn't rush into things. He's not like that. He's out of all the knights, he's the one that I would trust the most to be with, because I know that this man would be in it for the long haul. He's not an excitement junkie like the King of Wands. He's not an aggressive lover like the Knight of Swords. And he's not your kind of airy fairy dreamy dandy like the flaming Knight of Cups, who sees someone and thinks, oh my God, he or she's so beautiful. Yeah, they're everything that I could wish for. And then suddenly it's like, get to know them, it's like, you know what, actually, I think I could do better somewhere else. So he's not, you know, he's not like the Knight of Cups. He's not that type of kind of fair weather. I mean, can be a good friend, the Knight of Cups, but he can also be quite a fair weather dude. So to me, I feel that the Knight of Pentacles is all the King of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles would be my type of men, basically. Even though I do love the King of Cups, I am a Queen of Cups after all. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel that you know, looking at these two cards, they both talk about trust and reliability. And I feel that this is what comes in. And it's because you actually take the time to go out there and put yourself out there. What we're seeing at first is that you're afraid to put yourself out there. There's no putting yourself out there, Virgo. It's almost like for some of you guys, you're held back. But all of a sudden, what I'm seeing is that somebody actually says, you know what? I do have wonderful things about me that I can give to others. There's other things that I can show to people. There's, you know, this not Page of Pentacles not only looks at what he can do with this pentacle, he also looks at what he can give. How can he present this to others? He could be looking at it in an amalgamation of ways, but suddenly you realize that you do have something to give, and you don't have to stay behind a facade, or you don't need to stay behind a brick wall. In order to get something, you've got to go out there and grab it, right? Or you've got to at least put yourself out there. If you don't, and you stay behind, you know, stay within four walls, then nobody knows you're around and nobody can do anything about it. So I really believe that for some of you guys in the next 6 months, you might be opening up a little bit more and getting yourself out there. And, you know, somebody comes in, Knight of Pentacles, and he is the lion on strength. He is, he's either the woman or the male. It doesn't matter. but I feel that there'll be a very trusting relationship. For those of you guys who are committed though, and in a relationship, some of you over the next 6 months might be finding it a struggle in a committed relationship, because we do have this 10 of Wands here, as I've said, and this can be somebody who feels a burden, whether you're, oopsie daisy, dear, just drop that, whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, it's a burden. So I feel if you're in a committed relationship, you might need to kind of start putting some processes in order. You might need to start, for some of you guys, you might be thinking, you know what, this is 2016 and I'm not willing to go another year wasting my time over a relationship that is causing me stress. Or some of you guys might literally be thinking to yourself, it's time to sort things out. And I feel that you guys are going to be wanting to sort things out in a relationship. Some of you guys also, with this 10 of Wands, might be feeling a sense of responsibility towards a relationship. So, which is why you stay in it, because this four of Pentacles, when it's in a love relationship, it can often indicate sticking with something because you're fearing moving out of it, because it's what you know. And the Page of Pentacles can sometimes mean somebody who feels a responsibility, or someone who feels that they need to do the right thing within a relationship. Okay, so I do feel, and with that 10 of Wands, I do feel that there is a sense of responsibility within something. For some of you guys, it might be to an older lover, an older person in a relationship. The Emperor can often indicate a father, an older father figure, grandfathers, fathers. So some of you guys might literally be feeling a responsibility to an older partner. Okay, maybe this partner is quite a bit older than some of you. Okay, and maybe there's just an awful lot of responsibility in that. But I do feel that even if you felt that, for some of you guys, you would still stick it and you would still stay there, because the Strength card shows up. And maybe for some of you guys in a committed relationship, even if it's not going great, or if there are things that are niggling you or things that are wearing you down about that relationship, you still stay there, because the Strength card is about giving support also. Okay, it's about supporting one another, giving help. Okay, you know, making sure that somebody is there for you to, you know, making sure that you give somebody a shoulder to lean on, a hand up, you know. So it's about supporting someone, as well as the Knight of Pentacles being that card as well, being there. Maybe the Strength card is here in a situation like that because it's saying, I am your support because I'm not going anywhere. I'm here for the long haul and this horse is not moving. So for some of you guys, it will literally be, I feel, in a committed relationship. Yes, some of you guys might be feeling a lot of responsibility to stay in a relationship, and you might be feeling just like overpowered by that responsibility. And it might be such a struggle because with the Four of Pentacles, it might even be for some of you guys, you are with a possessive lover, or the Four of Pentacles can sometimes indicate a possessive lover, or it's simply that you are you refuse change because you're responsible to them. Okay, and it could also be with the Page of Pentacles that you have to do certain things. There are certain things that you just have to stick with within that relationship because you've got responsibilities with the Four of Pentacles. Could be home responsibilities, money, security on the home, job, paying the bills, whatever it is, but you stay there with for the long haul because you are the support. You need to support your partner, and you know, you made your vows, better or for worse. For some of you guys, I'm seeing clarity on relationships in the next 6 months. We do have the High Priestess showing up here, and sometimes when you get the High Priestess in a love reading, it can mean literally somebody who's not willing to open up about something. Okay, so it could be literally that you guys are trying to seek some clarity on a partner. Okay, you've got the Sun card here, which was the first card that came out. The clarifying card was the High Priestess. So this might be something that you actually find out. Something's discovered, a secret is discovered in the next 6 months in terms of love. And I'm afraid to say for some of you guys, it could be to do with an unfaithful partner, I feel. For some of you, I'm not saying, or remember, it's a general reading. The only way that you get a little bit more of a spot-on reading, well, a hell of a lot more of a spot-on reading, should I say, is by having a personal reading. Okay? But, you know, if you're worried about anything like this, but what I'm saying is, for the generals, it's a general reading, all right? This is a general reading, so please don't go through 6 months of worrying if you're in a perfectly good relationship. But what I'm saying is that I feel that for some of you guys, you might be seeking clarity. To me, the Sun you know, when you're doing a reading, you have to look at everything else. You have to look at all of the cards, because you can't just say, you've got to make sure that things make sense. So I couldn't turn around to you and say, everything is positive in the garden, it's wonderful, because we've got the Ten of Swords. Now, it could be because the Ten of Swords is the turning corner. It's where things have got so bad that the only way is up a lot of the time. But often in a love reading, this is where somebody's betrayed you, or where somebody has, or you've betrayed them. There is clarity coming in the next 6 months, because the Sun card for me is showing up to say that there's going to be a spotlight on a situation in your love life. And the High Priestess, and why is there that spotlight? It's because of the High Priestess, a secret. Okay, so there's been a secret, and there will be something that opens up about that secret. And I feel that secret for some of you guys in a relationship will be to do with a betrayal, or to do with somebody has gone behind your back and done something. For some of you, not all of you, okay? So don't get out of your chairs, all right? For some of you, okay? This isn't the whole of the reading. Some of you in perfectly good relationships, as I've just mentioned, who are quite happy to work on them. For some of them, I feel that you are going to discover a betrayal. Because, and why do we discover the betrayal? Because somebody couldn't keep it in their pants. Nine of Cups. Okay, I'll use this as the clarifying card. The Ten of Swords is somebody who has been betrayed. But why did we have the Ten of Cups come through? The Ten of Swords, sorry. Why is this person being betrayed? Because this guy on the Nine of Cups. This guy on the Nine of Cups is an overindulgent idiot some of the time, okay? So he likes women, he likes song, he likes drink. He likes to do what the hell he wants to do. That's what he likes to do a lot of the time when you look at this character here. So for some of you guys, it might literally be that you don't have to be married. You could simply be with a guy or a girl, and they're a little bit, what's the word? They're a little bit loose, or, you know, they go on holiday and they have affairs, that type of thing. So it could literally be with the Sun card that somebody goes away on holiday and they've slept around, or they've had affairs, or, you know, they've met up with different people, that type of thing. Okay. But I do feel that for some of you guys in a relationship that you, and I feel that I pretty much feel that, you know, we have sixth sense about this type of thing, Virgo. We always know when we're with someone and we're not 100% sure. We know. Nobody can be that silly or that dumb. Not, you know, I know people right now who who say, and this is personally, who say that everything is rosy in the garden with their relationship. But I know that in the back of their mind, because I've seen their partners, and I know that their partners are no good. I know their partners are no good. I'd love to tell them that their partners are no good, but I can't, because they're so close to me that I can't run the risk of upsetting them so badly and asking them to open their eyes up. It would be difficult for me to ever do that to people that I absolutely adore and love. So I've just got to keep my mouth shut and just let them kind of discover whatever they discover, and from, you know, they can take it from wherever they want to take it. But there are literally people I know that close their eyes to stuff, and you know, in the back of their mind, they kind of know what's going down, but they just want to ignore it because they don't want to be on their own, or because they really don't want to lose this person, or they think this person is the absolute love of their life, that type of thing. But I do feel that there's going to be a secret revealed, personally. Clarity is going to come out about something that has been hidden, something that has not come out. And I feel that this will happen in 6 months. And I feel that it's going to be around some form of a betrayal that maybe happened for some of you guys with a partner in the past, or way in the past, or it's something that will be that's going to be recent. And I do feel that for some of you guys there is going to be some direct confrontation about this, because we do have the Knight of Swords there as well. The Knight of Swords can be a card about direct confrontation, and it might be that if you know this person who has been unfaithful with your partner or whatever, it could be this lady here, Queen of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, because we look at the Knight of Swords directly rushes towards that Queen of Swords. So it's like direct confrontation, kind of fight, war, that type of thing. So for some of you, okay, get that in your head. Some of you, not all of you. So don't worry, okay, for the next 6 months. Please, 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 just don't do that. You could discover something, I feel, with your partner. Alternatively, this is you see, the Ten of Swords is it's very difficult to turn that card around and say it's a wonderful card. It just is. It just is. It's a really difficult card to turn around. I don't care what anybody says about that card. I don't give a shit. you know, I've seen that card turn up too many times, and it showed every time, especially in my own personal readings. If I've had a personal, I have a one particular tarot reader that I go to. She's on YouTube. Well, two of them, they're on YouTube, and they're really, really good. And one of them, especially, that I've been through to several times, not several times, about, hang on, about twice, 2 to 3 times I've been to her, and that card has always shown up for me, especially when I was at that workplace that I was at last year, you know, when I was going through that really hard time. And that card came up for me several times, and all through last year, that kept happening. The Ten of Swords. So I don't care what anybody says about that card. They can say, oh, well, you know, it's after the worst is all over, then, you know. And it could be, absolutely. We could have a complete and utter cleansing of something here in terms of your love life. So something could come out. There could be a secret discovered in your love life. And this Ten of Swords could be where that secret is the worst thing you ever found out, but it cleanses something. It literally cleanses and clears the bad air in some of your relationships. To which now we have this. Things are turning around. Things are getting really good in your relationship. You're socializing together. You're going to parties together. And the Knight of Swords can actually be a card of socializing, parties, really going at it hard, okay? The Queen of Swords, though, can also be someone who is quite a cold character. So it's a card about being attracted to someone potentially who is quite intellectual. They're quite intelligent, but they're not a particularly warm person. They give mixed signals, okay? So for some of you guys, it might literally be that you are, in the next 6 months, seeking answers from someone because they're giving you mixed signals, and you need clarity on what it is that because this High Priestess also can literally be someone who holds secrets. Obviously, this is what she does. The High Priestess is the holder of secrets. So with the Sun card, you're wanting clarity on something, okay? Now that clarity might not be great with that Ten of Swords, but it's, for some of you guys, it might just give you freedom with that Nine of Cups and also the Knight of Swords. Whatever it is, however it's played out, for some of you guys, it might be unfaithfulness. For some of you guys, it literally will be clarity, the clarity that you need in a relationship that sets you free, okay? So for some of you guys, you're going to get your answer. If you're looking for answers from a particular person, the answers might not be great, but they might just give you the clarity that you need in order to move forward. I am seeing a lot of socializing in terms of love in the next 6 months, especially if you're single. I am seeing a potential female who might be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. She might be quite a cold character, though, not particularly woman. She might also give mixed messages, all right? For some of you guys, especially if you're a guy, you might try and wine and dine this person so much, but to no avail, okay? You might get a little bit frustrated because you might really just want answers from this person. I'm seeing that, whether you're male or female, actually. I'm seeing that for some of you guys, especially if you're single as well, really wanting to know whether somebody wants something or not, whether they really want this relationship or not. So much so it gets to the point where you might get quite aggressive about it and say, you know what, answer me now or fuck off. Sorry about my French. Do apologise. I never really swear on readings, do I? But it might literally be that for some of you Virgo people, where you'll be pushed to the brink in a relationship because somebody, it looks to me, the Queen of Swords, I've always seen when she holds her hand out and holds the sword up, that she's kind of like halfway in and halfway out of a relationship. So I do feel, and it could be that this Queen of Swords is just a part of this guy in the Nine of Cups. And also with the Ten of Swords, some of you guys might be feeling absolutely defeated by this person, okay? Because we've got the Ten of Swords because of this Nine of Cups. So you might be feeling absolutely defeated by this person who will not commit properly to you. For some of you Virgos, okay? So for you single people, I'm sensing that for some of you, you're going to have a wonderfully reliable partner coming in, okay, that's going to walk by your side. You're going to have that person there. But I feel that it's more airing towards Virgos who have kind of not lived a life of seclusion, but they've been a little bit reserved or a little bit reluctant to come out of their, you know, their ways. If you're someone who has a lot of luck maybe with the opposite sex, but you just haven't found the right one, I feel that you're going to find someone that you're heavily attracted to this year, okay? But I feel that this person may be a little bit kind of giving you mixed messages, because they are the type of person who kind of is, they might be a commitment phobe a little bit, which this guy in the Nine of Pentacles to me can be. He likes to get a lot of attention, but he doesn't like to commit because he likes to have lots of different women around, or different men. Depends on whether it's a man or a woman. Some tarot decks show men and on the Nine of Cups, a woman. For example, the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan will show a woman with 9 cups. Okay, so it's like she's got 9 options. She's got several options. Okay, but there's a guy on this, so it doesn't really matter. This is someone with lots of options, and I'm just sensing here that for some of you guys, you might be a little bit flawed by this person, because you are trying to get something off the ground with them, and it looks like they're reluctant to give you an answer. And I feel that there could be some altercations, some difficult communication with this, because we do have the Page of Swords showing up. Okay. Page of Swords often in a love reading can be challenging communication. Okay, it can literally be a case of, you know, you think that you're in the right, somebody else thinks that they're in the right, and you're kind of a little bit at loggerheads. For some of you guys, as I mentioned before, if you're in a committed relationship, and if there's any kind of unfaithfulness, it could be because of this character, Queen of Wands as well. She is an air sign, a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, female potentially. Alternatively, it could be because with the Queen of Wands, she is a, how can I put her? She is a very sort of busy character. She is, how can I say? She's very passionate, okay? But there's something about this lady, or about this energy, that is causing some discord within a relationship. And I feel this is because what you guys want is, you want to settle down. For a lot of you guys, you want to settle down. And I'm seeing with the Magician card showing up that there is this need to really communicate. You really want to grow something here, Virgo, and I feel that you will eventually be able to do that over a 6-month period. You're going to be able to kind of grow something, because when you get the Magician in a love reading, it is about growth, it is about connections, it is about having some really kind of strong kind of spiritual telepathic connection to someone. I just feel that this person may resist what they truly feel, okay, which is why they kind of put their hand out. They're halfway in and halfway out, okay. They're more kind of about associating themselves with the material life rather than the spiritual. So they're not really willing to kind of fess up to their deep emotions going on there. But they are there because this is a very magical relationship, and this is a relationship that can definitely grow. You've got all the facets there, all the tools there within that relationship. You've got it all right. All the components are there to help this relationship grow. And I feel that this is a relationship that's going to really kind of benefit you guys in the long run, because we do have the Ace of Pentacles here. You know, again, this is a growth card. This is also a permanency card. So this can, often if you've got this in a love reading, it could mean the start of something that's quite permanent in terms of love. Okay. But I feel that I'm just looking at this reading, and I'm feeling that you're wanting to potentially, and we do have that Strength card as well. So for some of you guys, it will literally be trying to tame someone that comes into your life that you really feel a great affection for, and you really feel this soulmate connection to, because the Magician can often be a card about a soulmate connection. This can also be where you're meeting someone new as well, and you share a real affinity with them. This is a very strong, very confident, very controlled guy or girl. This is someone who is very powerful. So for some of you guys, it will literally be a case of that you meet someone who's quite powerful, who can introduce you to all the wonderful things in life in terms of on a material plane as well. But I do feel that you guys, in the main, within the next 6 months, you are looking at real commitment with someone. And you don't care. You're quite willing to have things stay as... You don't want to rock the boat, because we've got the Hierophant here. Hierophant is often a card about doing the right thing, okay? It's a card about commitment. I can see a very strong committed relationship actually here, because we do have that Hierophant and the Ace of Pentacles, permanency, commitment, permanent relationships. We do have a lot of growth happening in with this relationship with the Magician card. But what's most interesting is that we've got the Six of Cups in reverse. The Six of Cups in reverse is the inability to move out of the past, okay? So this might be a relationship that you want because your parents had a good relationship, because you remember how you grew up as a young person, and you want to kind of emulate and replicate the relationship maybe that your parents had. So there is an element, I feel, for some of you Virgos of wanting to kind of recreate. And I'm just looking at the Ace of Pentacles, and it's almost like you're wanting to recreate the conditions of being a child for some of you. I'm just looking at what strikes me about this card is the gateway. It reminds me of home. It makes me think that you could be thinking of home, like your past home, child home, and there's a reluctance to move out of that. So I feel that your commitments are based on, maybe for some of you guys, recreating the past, or recreating what you had in the past, maybe with your parents, or creating the type of life that you would like to have with a partner, which is maybe for some of you guys the type of life that you didn't have with a parent. But it's all connected with the past, I feel, for you guys over the next 6 months as well. I do see, just to recuperate on this reading, reiterate on the reading, for some of you guys, I am seeing challenge. I'm seeing if you're single, you're sick of being single. You're sick of the burdens of being single. But also you've got yourself into a little bit of a trap, and you're kind of putting up barriers there. But I'm seeing that you're willing to try the waters now and test things out. And I'm seeing that for some of you single people, a really faithful person comes in the form of the Knight of Pentacles. He's going to be strength to you. He's going to walk by your side. And there's going to be a lot of trust that you're going to need to develop between yourself and this person. Okay, that's what I'm seeing. Okay, for some of you singles, for some of you committed people in a relationship, you might be literally be feeling overburdened, okay, in a relationship. Okay, and you might literally be thinking, okay, I need to sort this out. So you need to kind of set new wheels in motion. You need to kind of sort your lives out, sort the relationship out. It's not that you want to completely end it, because I don't see necessarily ending cards here like the Death card, but what I do see is that you're looking to kind of change things up to a certain extent. Okay, so look at ways and means to, you know, freshen the relationship up. For some of you guys, it might be a much older partner that you have, that you're that you are feeling a great responsibility to. Okay, which is why for some of you guys, you can't leave a relationship in the next 6 months. Perhaps this person is quite elderly, they're quite ill, something like that. Why you can't leave the relationship. But I'm seeing that, you know, you're going to be gaining great strength, and you are in it for the long haul, and you're a very faithful partner. You're not going anywhere because you made your vows, and that's that. For some of you guys, it will be that you discover a secret about a loved one, about a lover. Okay, it could be for some that you've been cheated on. Okay, there might be an altercation here, maybe with the person that they cheated on behind your back with. Okay, I'm seeing, so I am seeing some aggressive communication in terms of love relationship. For some of you guys, it will literally be that you're being relayed, you're asking for answers, and maybe for some it will be that the answers that you receive aren't great, and you're kind of like, okay, it's not a great answer that I received, I'm feeling kind of flawed by that, I'm feeling kind of defeated by that, but it allows me now to turn the corner. The worst is over. Now I can turn the corner and go out there and start on the dating scene again, hence the Nine of Cups and that Knight of Swords. Okay, Queen of Swords could be someone who's kind of a little bit of a player herself for some of you people, okay, who invites you in. She's in and out of the door sort of thing. For some of you guys, it'll literally be, I feel, where, you know, you are going to want a really solid relationship, and something that is really kind of rooted in maybe what you experienced as a child with your parents, or if you didn't experience it as a child with your parents, it's something definitely linked to your past, okay, that you want to either create maybe something that you didn't have, or create something that you did have. But I feel that you are very much into creating a solid, permanent relationship with someone, a real commitment, a deep commitment. For some of you guys, I do see a soulmate relationship coming in, and it's something that could last the test of time within the next 6 months. So there's a lot of things going on for Virgo in terms of your love life in the next 6 months. Really fascinating reading, and I'm really excited to see what your comments are within the next 6 months. See what transpires from this. for you Virgos. But yeah, in the meantime, I'd like to say thanks ever so much for joining me on that reading. And I shall see you guys for your March 2016 predictions. Take care, my lovelies. Bye-bye.